Hello everybody, this is Julie Leggett's Art. Thank you for joining me. What I'm going to just show you, I'm going to show you where I'm up to with some tree stitching that I've been doing, and then later on in the video I'm going to show you me starting some more stitch on these. These are just freestyle machine trees, quite scruffy. They're done on calico, but I thought they were very plain, so I've been working on them and just creating stitches. So as you see, that one, it's done mainly in running stitch, backwards and forwards, and I've actually used orange over the tree. This one I've done a little bit more colourful, with like a joined blanket stitch all around the outside and yellow over stitch. And the last one I've done seed stitch all through the trees there, and I've used orange again and red, which I thought was quite vibrant. I quite like those. So when I finish them, I'm going to make them into pieces, probably to put into my shop or take on one of the art trails. Once I've got these done, this one I've already started, and I've just done quite a lot of canthus stitch or running stitch all the way through. I may add some colour into the tree trunk and the branches as well, and maybe sewing some little leaves on that one as well. Hello, this is Julie Leggett's Art here. I've chosen some cottons to stitch the trees with, and I've decided to go with a very light green, a much darker green, and a pink. That's a good contrast. For this I'm just using DMC, and I've used three strands of the very light green, and I've started stitching. What I've done is just some wide stitches across the tree trunk, and I'm going to go along the branches. Now what I could do is I could bring this a little bit closer, maybe. Not sure how to do that. Never mind. No. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It's not too far away for you. It's just like an overstitch. I'm just going along the branches there. I should just move some of my jumper away. Still very cold here in the UK, even though it's a lot warmer today. But you could say I'm a little bit nesh, and because of the cost of heating, there's no heating on, so hence lots of woolly jumpers. We never had central heating when we were kids, so not going to do us too much harm now, is it? I don't think. Right, of course, as you get near the very fine branches, obviously you've got to do much smaller stitches, so start going smaller, and I'm going to keep doing the overstitch rather than changing it to a camphor. So there we go, keep on going. I think I'll follow it right through the centre of the branch rather than go down the little bits that branch off. Right, so I'm going to carry this on right down to the end. There we go. and then I'll show you where we are with it. So up to now, that's what I've done, and what I'm going to do is carry on. I'm going to do all the, or most of the branches like this. What I'll do is I'll swap cottons, and I'll put some darker green in, I think. So I'm going to pull that through, see if I've got another needle. Need that one threaded. Right, the DMC cottons I've got on these little plastic things. I do the plaiting of the cottons, which means I can just pull them out, but I don't do that on the DMCs. I take them out off there. Well, I sort of wind them onto these plastic bobbins. I find it much easier for storage in respect to space, really. Pulling that apart. I used to find, you know, it's quite nice wrapping them on nice bits of pegs and twigs and things, but it's just so space taking, and I'm really trying to cut down on things that take space up. So the old-fashioned, this sort of thing, putting all your cottons into boxes just makes it easy for storage. And if you're traveling or you're matching up cottons, you can just choose what you want quite easily. So I quite like that. And I've got several boxes, to be honest. So I've got to stop buying cottons. You can always guarantee there's a colour that you want, that, or you're out looking for cottons and you see a colour, you think, oh, I don't think I've got that colour. And you get home and you realise you probably have got that colour, and you've got another one now. Oh, I've misthreaded that. I'm not doing very well here. Get there in a minute. It is always handy, to be honest, if I thread them up before I start. Yeah, sometimes just cottons just won't go through. I'm definitely on target. There we go. We're through. I like to put a knot in the end of my cotton, so I'll do that. Right, so let's just secure that needle onto there, so I'll probably lose it. Right, I think I'm going to do the central branch in the dark green. Let's see how that looks. And again, I don't know whether that will, I can get this any closer. For some reason my phone just won't do it, so I'm sorry about that. Right, so I'm just going to carry on the same, doing the over stitch over the branches. I've purposely kept the stitches fairly simple. I think it looks quite effective, and I don't feel that these trees need lots of intricate stitches. I may add French knots though with the pink cotton, and sort of could see those as nice English apples, couldn't we? So I may do the pink with some French knots, which I'll do a few before I sign off. So when I've done all these trees, I'll think I'm going to use them, but I think I said earlier, make them into separate pieces, but I'll probably back them and use some bonding web and make them into little individual artworks. and keep them separate and let people, if they want to have one, I'll be able to purchase just one on its own, rather than have to put them all in one piece of artwork. It would be a shame not to be able to share it. I've been trying to get some paintings done and things, because I've got some art trails coming up, and I'm doing a lot of hand stitching, and it has taken my time as regards actually making recordings, YouTube videos, but I think I'm back onto it now, so there will be a few coming up. And I have got to complete my blanket projects and show you where I am with those as well. They've taken a bit of a back seat, I'm afraid, as well. But there's always time. Right, I'll just show you how that looks with the two different colours. So there we go. So I've done slightly different colour there, and I think that's quite effective. So I'll carry on interweaving the two colours of green. And what I'd like to do now, before I go, is I'm going to do some French knots with the pink, and I'm hoping that I thread this a little bit quicker this time. Just get my scissors, pop that over there. Let's find another needle. That's quite a long needle, but let's see if that works for us. Well, that's threaded, but typically it's only threaded, it hasn't threaded all the strands through. Let's try again, because I'd like all the strands, because with the French knot I always find that, to be honest, pearl cotton's quite good. We should get much better knot. There we go. But we'll do some with some DMC cottons, because my pearl cottons are separate, so they're not actually with me. And where I work, I'm in a studio at the top of the house, and there's about 3 or 4 flights of stairs for me to go down. So I just use the DMC. Right, so I've tied a knot in the cotton. I'm just going to do a few little French knots. Now with my French knots, I just take the stitch just slightly forward and bring the needle up, and then wrap the cotton round several times, and I just hold the needle as I pull the cotton through and pull it through. And as you pull through, you need to just wiggle it about a bit, just like that, and you'll see that the French knot is just there on the top if you just pull the cottons up. And then actually what I've actually done there is a bullion knot. I think I'm going crazy. I'll leave it as a bullion knot. That can be a long one. In fact, I think I'll do a few bullion knots now, because that's quite effective actually, the bullion knot. I'll just show you. But I was really thinking French knots. I'll do a bit of both actually. Do a couple of bullions. So taking the cotton through. So I just go forward with my needle and pull it through. And get the cotton and just go round a few times. And then just pull that through, and you've just got to give it a little bit of wiggling, and I push the cotton back. And there we go, there's another bullion stitch. I just pull it through. That's like that. Right. think actually that's quite nice. It's a bit like a blossom tree rather than an apple tree. So I'm going to carry on with the bullion, but I'm going to sign off now, and I'll carry on, and I'll show you that how I'm getting on with that, and then once that's finished I can get on to the next one. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you want to follow some stitching projects. I am back on YouTube again now. So see you next time. Bye.